Alright, everybody, good morning. Okay, so today is going to be a really easy day, okay? Now, I'm just going to bring the board over here because I have a couple of things that we're going to be doing today, okay? And then after today, things will get into the normal routine with all of our categories. You'll probably meet every once a day or every 2 days. I'm going to discuss a whole section, depending on how long it is, or just portions of a section. And that might be just, one day after the next. So we might read a little in there, depending on how important the information is. So you have a couple other ed puzzles. So you have All About Aries, which is 2 men talking about the sign. Then you have this lady who is whose name is Michelle Knight, and she is an Aries herself. So she can speak about this firsthand, about All About Aries. And then there's also a video as well, which is Aries, Your Secret Superpowers, which is going to get into the superpowers and why is Aries so special. She does that for all the sun signs. Then there are 2 impressions of Deborah Silverman acting out Aries, and also I've linked a little teaser into just the basics and gist of Aries as well. So there's 2. There's one that is the old one, where she's in front of the audience, which is more dynamic, and then there was a calmer one, which is the new one. So there's one where she's sitting in front of a curtain on a stage, acting it out with a focus group, and then there's another one where she's in front of a board and a picture with the symbol of the sign. Okay, so those are your ed puzzles that you need to get done. So today, I'm going to finish going through the different houses. Then I'm going to give you time to work on the next drawing and writing project, which is going to be the element of fire. So how does the element of fire appear in your life? And you're going to connect that to the astrology, and I'm going to go over it here when we get to that stage. And then for the remainder of our time, you're going to have some time to work on your Aries in my life, okay? Because I really want to allow you all enough time to get that accomplished, because it's due on the 7th, okay? So that's what today's gonna look like. So I really don't care if you want to open your books or keep them closed. That is fine. All we're going to do is we're going to resume talking about the different houses. So we've talked, okay, so now we're going to talk about the 9th house. So that's where we left off. So the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, okay? And I might even write this on the bordondo for you. I'm gonna on the El Pizarron. Okay, so I'm gonna just erase this so that I can write just kind of the synopsis of all the different houses and what signs and rather planets that they rule and their names. So the first house, Self, Aries, Mars. Okay, so the first house is the house of Self. It is ruled by Aries, which is ruled by the planet Mars. Okay, the second house, Material, ruled by Taurus, which is ruled by the planet Venus. Okay, now then the third house, we'll just put that to shorten it up, is the house of communication, That is ruled by Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. So then the fourth house, with several names, is the house of home, emotion. So ruled by Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. Okay, and so then the fifth house that is the house of self-expression. Leo, and then the sun. Okay? The sixth house. The sixth house is the house of service. Virgo, and then, okay, that's also ruled by Mercury. So then the seventh house, relationship, Libra, Venus, in addition to Taurus in the second house. So the eighth house, ruled by Scorpio, is the house of transformation, and I really do not understand that house. Scorpio, Pluto, the planet farthest from the sun. Mercury is the planet closest to the sun. Now we're going to talk about the ninth house. So higher learning, higher, deeper learning. That is ruled by Sagittarius and Jupiter. So Sag, Jupiter, okay? So, this is basic astrological information here. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the ninth house, okay? And please do not run out of memory for me. So the house of higher learning. So, an original thinker and lone scholar, you likely benefit from ambitiously pursuing activities, expanding the horizons of your mind and your world, much like you're doing in learning with astrology. How might your new discoveries of Aries spark a deeper commitment to your astrological studies? Okay, so it's all about higher learning. You know, astrology is all about that higher order thinking, understanding who you are in with the heavens, and the universe and the stars. Big ideas, right? Which we're going to skip down to the 11th house, which goes with that, which is the house of community. Okay, that's ruled by Aquarius and Uranus. So idealistic and innovative, creating and thinking up new ideas. You likely benefit from surrounding yourself with ambitious and forward-thinking communities. Okay, wanting to take on a lot and forward-thinking. How does Aries stimulate inspiration in your life? How might this book guide you toward awakening the vision you hold for yourself and humanity at large? So it's understanding yourself, and also how to better help the community by this understanding and appreciation of astrology. So how might it help yourself, and also thinking of humanity and community? Aquarius is the humanitarian sign, okay? So the 10th house, which is called the midheaven, which is the house of vacation, or I call it the house of your purpose, the house of career, which is ruled by Capricorn and Saturn, one of the most interesting planets ever. Fascinating. The Aries zodiac was directly above you in the sky at the time of your birth. This book may call upon the most moral and public version of yourself. That's Capricorn, public image. How does the Aries archetype act as a resource for stepping up to the podium of your own personal empowerment? So getting empowered and, understanding morals and ethics and, really representing yourself with this knowledge. To understand who you are. What is your purpose? Well, you hear all of those things. The 12th house is the house of the unknown. That is Pisces, ruled by Neptune, the house of the unconscious mind and abstract thought, of imagination, of kind of, swimming away from reality and your dreamy mind and imagination. So, Aries dwells in the final house of your chart, indicating the end of karmic cycles. So, okay, I didn't make this clear. So, this is, this whole thing about the charts, and why is it in this book? Well, you might have Aries in one of these 1 through 12 charts, and it's telling you what you need to do, where you're going to go, use this book to do what, and, explaining that placement in whatever house. So in order to be here, you have to have it in one of your 12 houses, okay? So, indicating the end of the karmic cycles. At times, your very sense of identity may feel alone or lost in the world. No, you might sense Aries to be quite more ethereal or mystical than the rest of us. How might this exploration of Aries inspire you to let go through your imagination and creative visualization? How does Aries energy evoke within you a connection to spiritually and the other world? So these questions you're thinking about which one based on the placement of Aries in whichever house. Okay, whichever sign of the planet. So, ruling. So, those are different houses. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to, on just a little sticky note, just on a piece of paper that you're cutting out, write down which house in your chart is an Aries, and tell me how does that affect and what does that mean to you as your personality, and what will this book, what will this class, what will the learning do for you, okay? So that's something that I want you to do, okay? In addition to the element of fire thing, which I'm going to explain. So, you have all of this time to work. I'm not going to be standing up here talking, with the exception of what I'm going to tell you right now. So again, you can do anything you want. You can get online and make a presentation on it. You can make a poster and draw, or you can take images from the internet. You can make a brochure or something, like, on a Google document. I don't care. The world is your oyster, okay? But what you really need to remember is tying fire and where and when you encountered it in your life. How did it make you feel? What was that encountered? And then applying that to astrology, okay, of what we read about the element of fire. So, does that sound clear? Okay, so applying it to a sign. Excellent. Okay, and then on your